Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having an awesome weekend. It's just Caleb and I here to share paragraph 10 with you of Losing My Religion, Breaking Down the Walls to Release What's Inside. And as Caleb and I are reviewing this book, we thought we would just share it. And hopefully you get a little something, or a little something resonates with you to help you become a truer version of who you really are, to help you align to the heart of who you really are. So we're going to mix it up a little. Caleb's going to do paragraph 10 today, and it'll be good for me to listen, because sometimes when you're reading out loud, you absorb it differently than when you're listening. So I will let him read paragraph 10.
All right.
This one.
All right, here we go.
Clear that throat chakra.
To follow your bliss means to follow the whispers and yearnings of your heart. Not what the world expects of you, and not even what your own family expects of you. As a child struggles to enter into adulthood on his own, he sometimes has to go against the expectations a parent has for him. And so must we to enter a life more aligned to who we really are. It takes courage to fight through criticisms of others, but only we can answer to our life and whether we are enjoying the true bliss and joy of following our heart's desires. Not to follow our heart's desires is like trying to teach a fish to live without water. It dies, and so do we every time we make a decision based on others' opinions instead of exposing our heart's desires through our actions. To live without expression of the divine spirit within us is not really living. It is an insult to life.
Very good. I like listening to you. Hey, Kirsten, thanks for joining us.
Would you like me to read it again?
No, I think that's good. No, I thought it was really good. So seeing you read, I'll go first. And I feel like the key point there is that when you're not really listening to the whispers and the callings of your heart, your true self, and how you die, it is so true, because who we are, the essence of who we are in truth is that spirit. We are a human vehicle, a human vessel encompassing our spirit to bring forth the essence of who we really are. And when we stunt or we push down those callings of our heart and who we are, and we don't express either verbally or through action or just through the being of that vibration, we do die. And I think that's part of the reason that human life per se on this linear time is shorter. Sometimes I think that maybe if we were really expressing our true God self, our lives would be longer. It would be extended as far as linear time goes, because it seems like channelings and stuff that I've heard from alien beings and stuff, they live a really long life. And it's not that we ever really die. We don't really die, but we cease to live in this physical vessel. We cease this specific focus of the experience. And it seems like aliens and other species live like for hundreds and hundreds of years before they transcend into another vehicle or beingness.
Form of expression.
And
Source expression.
And obviously, when we have to be true to ourselves, and because we are expanding, and because we've come to transform dense energies on Earth, just for the fun of it, just to transform the dense energies, brings it's almost like not proving, because there's nothing to prove, but it's like through our creator power, through our God source energy, we do have the power for all of that, and we wanted to experience the denseness in order to get the catapulted other side of the effect of, bringing all those dense energies, dissipating them into light. So we've taken them on, but it's not a reflection of our true self in order for us to transcend that experience. And when we're so heavy in that, it takes courage, it takes inner will, it takes inner strength to be yourself in spite of criticism in spite of opinions from others, in spite of the norm, in spite of the energy that we do see in our external reality, it does take that strength. But when we use the will to move forward, the universe, our spirit self, all our guides, all that encompasses, support us eternally in that. And we're already that, we're just coming forth to express it. It's nothing that we have to become, it's simply turning in order to let it flow and come forth out of us. To transcend this whole earthly, denser 3D vibration, which is a beautiful gift, it's an opportunity. It's like a playground. It's like a master going in to see what they can create in the most adverse circumstances. How exciting! Do you have anything to say? Or a personal example maybe of how that has affected you, or how you've had to go against the grain, or...
Yeah, whenever you want to pursue a new creation or form of expression that you've never experienced before, but desire, you first see it, and then you feel it, and then before it actually happens and you be it, you have adverse roadblocks or experiences before actually moving into that new form, desire state and expression or state of reality. Because ultimately, the universe also has a safety net, and unless you really desire and truly want something, it won't let you change. And by making it through like the day 2 challenge or the obstacle after the desire, you then get past that, which is the challenged, into that new form of ultimately purified expression or desired outcome, really.
Yeah, and Kirsten says sometimes it sucks, and it does suck because something so beautiful we make so hard sometimes. Why does it have to be hard? Why does it have to suck? If it's our innate being and who we truly are, wouldn't it just come natural? Why does it have to be like that sometimes? And I know I already said we did it for the experience, but it makes me wonder sometimes. And I know when we're in that fluid being and when we are connected to ourselves, it brings forth the greatest peace, happiness, fulfillment. But I guess the hard part is kind of breaking through the illusion, that hard shell of what the mass consciousness or the collective consciousness or what we created when we came here to burst through. But God, I don't know, even that thought is probably out of alignment because it is easy.
If you can change your perception and see it as just an exercise like heavy weights in the gym to practice strengthening your unwavering faith in the fact that you are the universe and God creator, every is a beautiful opportunity. So when something like that comes up in the present moment, can you not flinch, not one bit, and hold your present vibration and desired vision and outcome, no matter what's happening in your circumstantial now? Because ultimately we're not our circumstances. We are that which we consciously focus on and be aware of. For example, there could be somebody, extreme example, someone killing someone or something, but you can actually focus and be somewhere else in your mind and have no actual awareness or witness to that situation. So while something bad's happening, it's actually a great opportunity to practice your faith in holding the vision, so that way it can continue to form and mold into the new reality.
Yeah, I do definitely agree with that. You can't judge reality by the circumstances. You have the choice to react or not react to the circumstances around you. And even as everything is happening around you, yes, you're right. It is.
So when you ask about why do things have to be hard, well, they're not hard if we don't look at them as hard. If we look at them as just opportunities to stay true to our vision and to push through, every moment is a great opportunity in learning.
She says she has to put her dog down. I guess he's fulfilled his contract, and he's not really, as hard as it is, because I could imagine like putting little Max down because he's such a little human. But he's fulfilled his purpose.
Oh, depending on how you how attached you are. I believe in burning them.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, Kirsten, I don't know if you live in the country or what, but my beautiful dog Heather, I don't know if you've heard me talk about Heather at all, but she was a very loyal companion. And so Bob's dog also died at the same time, Bailey, and they were both 12 years old, and he had his cremated. I made a burn pit, and I made it in honor, and I burnt her in the burn pit. I got the fire really, really hot first, and it was more of a ceremony, and then I put her on it, and the snow was snowing lightly, and it was very beautiful. So that's what I did. I physically burned her in the burn pit. She was a Springer Spaniel, and she's with me all the time.
And
the time.
A funeral is actually, or a death is actually another experience to not have your vibration lowered and rather actually celebrate it. I believe funerals are meant to be celebrations and everything that they offered and contributed to your co-created experiences and times together. So why wouldn't you celebrate it in the way that you most feel resonates?
Yeah, I think you gotta
whether that's burying, burning,
find the way, I guess, Kirsten,
or tossing it in the trash, whatever feels best, really.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like burning it and transmuting it into the love and light. Yes, country.
Vet's name is Heather.
Oh my God, unbelievable! That gives me goosebumps for some reason. Oh my God, Kirsten, Heather is telling me that your dog, it would be an honor. Oh my God. So Heather is coming through, and I can feel all the tingles giving you this guidance that you popped on to have a little burn pit ceremony. Just get the fire hot. I didn't smell any flesh burning. I didn't smell, it was, because Caleb and stuff would mention, oh, it's not going to burn hot enough. It's going to smell, you're going to smell flesh and meat. I didn't smell any of it. Not sure I can do that, cremation. Either way, but it's just so funny that I shared that. Yeah, no, it was very beautiful. It was hot. I didn't smell anything. It was beautiful. The flame was big. But anyways, like Caleb was saying, death should be a celebration. And to me, that was the way to celebrate, because she used to live in a town with me, and I always used to say, oh, I can't wait till I buy some land, which this was when I lived in Vermont. We had 10 acres. And I said, for Heather can run around freer instead of being in a fenced backyard. So it was just kind of an honor for her experience there. And you know what they always say, we all turn, the physical body turns to ashes or turns to dust. So to me, it was about that. And I didn't have any desire to keep her ashes like Bob kept Bailey's ashes and still has them in a little tin. But that's interesting, yeah. Ask your dog's spirit maybe for guidance, how he or she would like that. Try to communicate in a telepathic way. And I know ultimately it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the dog per se, but I think it matters as us in the physical vessel experiencing that in maybe the best way. Because once you leave the body, the body is just, it's nothing, because ultimately we are the spirit. But maybe just ask for that guidance from your dog. Maybe my husband can do that. Still talk. Yeah, just think about it. Feel it out. But yeah, I felt that was totally right for me. And there was no remains left. I couldn't find a tooth in the burn pit or anything, because we always burnt stuff there anyways. It was just a beautiful little stone burn pit. Got a lot of dried brush, got it going really hot. And there were no remains. I didn't see any bones or anything. So that was kind of weird, that no bones, no teeth, nothing was left behind. So I must have really had a really hot burn pit going. But yeah, I still feel her presence when I go running. And I dream of her a lot, which, aren't really dreams. We're communicating in spirit. So yeah, I can't do that. Hear them, etc. Yeah, but you might get just a gut feeling, or you might just get a dream of hearing them, because I don't per se hear voices. I get a little nudge, like, a little vibrations, and then it's a little excitement, like it's a little enlightening of energy. When I come across the right thought, you know how you get that affirmation from spirit, and it's like a tingliness, like it's all the energy vibrating, saying yes, yes, yes.
And then you learn to trust it in a form of intuition.
And then you learn to trust that, because I don't per se hear the voice usually. But anyways, thanks for sharing that, Kirsten, because maybe someone else out there is going through the same thing and they needed to maybe hear what I had to share. But to wrap up today's paragraph again, was about, and we'll finish up here, I'll probably do a daily guidance with Mythos. What was it?
I forget.
Going against the grain? Just be strong. Anybody out there who is struggling with making a leap into a new life, coming to express who you really are, it does take a certain amount of strength. And don't be afraid to put like your shields around, like put yourself in your Merkaba. Your Merkaba, it's the triangles upside down. And just for that protection, because you will, when you go against the grain, when you go against societal beliefs, but most of all, when you go against your own family, I get a lot of flack. I get a lot of flack, like, just for who I am in my family, in my non-realistic ways or ways of thinking, or even my husband, he'll say, your process is no process, but in a way he is right, he is and he isn't right, because my process isn't to have the control of every fine detail going towards my goal, going towards my expression or my step. It's following the process with a trust and faith in the universe, as long as I am taking my little steps every day to align to my heart. That's all you can do. You do not need to know and have all the answers and all the steps. The human mind wants that. The ego wants that. Sometimes that is helpful. But in general, in aligning to yourself and coming to your true self-expression, you're not going to have the answers. That's the most beautiful part. What your answers are and what your compass is and what your true guidance point is your internal guidance. Does it feel good?
Well, the gift of life unfolds itself in the most
strong.
mysterious of ways. So you get the answer when you don't project a conclusion, a pre-idealistic conclusion, then the universe will give you the answers. Just like that's why they say, let the gift of life unwrap itself, and it will be better than anything you ever experienced. And also, one thing I want to say is any form of expressed death, whether it's physical death, mental death, it's a really beautiful act that should actually be celebrated, because when death takes place, whatever that death is reflecting is ultimately that going back to the infinite creator and source, and what and who and anything does not want to be. You're united with all that is in its most purest, highest form. So,
and then on to the next experience, though. Now, then next to the new life, death. There's always a death when there's new life, and before there's new life. And that's beautiful. It's a beautiful cycle. Just like Mother Earth, she reflects back every single thing we go through. We are like the human vessel of Mother Earth, and the Mother Earth, and the dying, the regenerating, and so just everything. It's just very, very beautiful. And like Caleb was just saying, go with the flow, or let the universe, same as the saying, let go and let God. And true freedom lies in your own self-expression and being who you are. So just remember that your family, even your spouse, your best friend, your co-workers, they are not living your life. Always remember that you are living your life. You need to do what is right for you. And even though you might go through a little bit of shrapnel, what's that called? Shrapnel? When, like stuff coming, when shrapnel, stuff coming at you. Just put your invisible shield up. Say white light to them. What is right for them might not be right for you, but do what's right for you, because that is the point of true fulfillment, true freedom, and true peace, no matter what. And when you get to that and you connect to that, that is the only really way to be and live. It's just being who you are. And it's not that you go out and you're shoving yourself on people. It's just you are standing in your own power. You are standing in your own essence and energy. And in that standing in who you are, the outside world eventually will reflect all that energy and that vibration that you are. And if you're standing in who you are standing in your God source frequency. That is the absolute highest frequency. And all our individual frequencies or expressions are different, but the frequency is all the same, which is God's source energy. And that's what you want to reflect back in your life. So don't think just because you are being who you are, you got to live this lonely life and struggle and constantly keep out the outside world. That is not true, because when you stand in who you are, the outside world becomes you. So I just wanted to say that.
And if you
shrapnel, yes. What did I say? Shrapnel? Shrapnel, yes.
Like,
it's shrapnel,
If you don't feel like celebrating today, then still embrace and bask in the very valid emotions that you are feeling.
Yes.
Those sad feelings are no more justifiable than good feelings. So
unjustifiable, yeah.
Justifiable.
It's all just. It's all part of who you are, Kirsten. Feel the sadness, feel it. Because if you did, and as I know you already know this, if you did push it away or try to avoid it, it's just not embracing and accepting a piece of you. Every sadness, every bit of anger, every bit of pissed offness, accept it and allow it, because that also is standing in your power. There is as much celebration and you sitting in your sadness as there is sitting in your happiness, because it is still allowing all parts of you to exist And then you create the space to allow more of the happiness to emerge. So good, Kirsten, love and light to you today and all that you're going through. How old's your pup? Is it sick or is it just age? Just curious. Namaste. Namaste to you too. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We always come on the fly, so if someone chose, great. If not, replay. Oh, I guess she's not answering that. Thank you, Kirsten. Love you. Love and light to you and your family. And I know that the way that you are supposed to dispose of the body will, 14. Thank you. 5, 4. 14's a 5. Time for change. Time for the beautiful little creature to go on and live more expressions of God. Yeah, my Heathy was sick too at the end. She was only 12, but
sick in age.
Yeah, it's its time. I know it's hard. I cried. It was November when she died, and I didn't burn her right away. I was waiting for the right day. So I literally had her, I felt bad about this part. I literally had her like in a garbage bag, but outside, but in Vermont, it was very cold. So she was frozen and her body wasn't decomposing at all. And on the right day, that's when I burnt her. And that part was sad. But, all right. Thank you very much for joining us. Love you.